Hey guys, welcome back. So, today we're going to talk about what food can do to you. And I'm going to start off with a story. It was February 3rd, 2006. I still remember the day. I was driving home with my mom from a special event, and we were going over an overpass, and suddenly I felt so afraid. I couldn't control my thoughts. My blood pressure dropped. I wanted to throw up and felt like I was going to pass out all at the same time. And it went on for about 20 minutes. It was extremely overwhelming. I didn't want to talk about it, but this kept happening over the next couple of days. So finally I said, well, I have to talk about this, even if people think I'm crazy. And so I told my parents what was going on, and my mom asked me what I had been eating. And she noticed that I had eaten a few soy patties over the previous days. I was really into health food at the time. And I didn't know it at the time, but she had experienced similar symptoms because of food. So she knew what to point out to me. Then, 9 years later, I'm on a volunteer assignment where they serve eggs for breakfast almost every day. So every day I am passing these eggs in front of me, down the table. And man, these eggs look so good. And I knew I had an issue with eggs, but it wasn't really too bad at the time. So I was like, well, I'm going to eat an egg and it won't be so bad. So I ate an egg, and I kid you not that for the next 2 days, I felt like I had eaten razor blades for breakfast that day. It was like the eggs were just scraping down my entire digestive system. I could feel the swelling from the outside. So, why did I tell you these two stories? Well, for a few reasons. First of all, it shows that there can be a wide range of symptoms even within one person, that the symptoms aren't always what people typically associate with food sensitivities or food allergies. Um, and also, honestly, if someone hadn't been there to help me figure out what the source of my panic attacks was, um, I don't know that I would be here to tell you this story today. So, for people out there who may be experiencing similar things, just know that you are not alone. And although not all emotional problems stem from physiological things, sometimes they do. And so you may be able to find a solution in changing your diet. That being said, let's talk about the categories of reactions. So you have allergies, true allergies, and the most extreme one is anaphylactic shock. A lot of people have heard about that, where the throat closes up, and if someone doesn't receive immediate medical attention, it could be fatal. But that's not the only thing that can happen. There are also reactions that are similar to environmental allergies, like sinus problems, headaches, things like that, rashes, hives, some digestive problems. And then there's intolerances, which usually involves the digestive system. So we're talking things like nausea, diarrhea, gas, bloating, discomfort, um, IBS type symptoms. Then you have what we call sensitivities. So this would include things like brain fog, an inability to concentrate, um, mood changes, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, like mentioned at the outset, suicidal thoughts, And all those things could manifest themselves as behavioral issues in children, even in adults when you don't know how to express what's going on. There's also fatigue, blood pressure problems, muscle pain, joint pain, hormonal issues, heart arrhythmias, insomnia. So you see that it covers a really broad spectrum, and the symptoms are not exclusive to a certain category. They can certainly manifest themselves in other categories as well. So with all of that being said, you can see why I feel so strongly about food education, both for those who have food allergies and those who don't, because that way those who don't can kind of know what's going on, be more aware of it, and perhaps be able to prepare foods that are according to your diet, or for those who work in the restaurant industry, to have a little more sympathy for those who have food allergies, and take time to know what's in the foods that they're preparing and serving. Because one of the things that I will tell you, in the previous video, I mentioned, lumping everything together into allergies. It's because a lot of people ask us, well, are you going to die from it? Um, no, probably not going to die from it. But it may cause a person to feel like dying, or to be really sick for a few days, um, to experience depression or pain, and who wants that for somebody else? So for those of you who don't have food allergies, we certainly appreciate when you're able to show empathy for us, and not make us feel like, oh, it's not that bad. Because if you don't live with food allergies, you really don't know. Um, it's not just the symptoms, but it's also the frustration in day-to-day living of trying to figure out where you can eat, what you can eat. It really is a constant thing, whether or not you're dealing with a reaction at that moment. So that's just something for everyone to think about. So I know I didn't cover all of the symptoms today, so if there's something that I didn't mention, um, please feel free to comment below, or visit my blog and comment there. Let us know what it is that you experience with your food allergies or sensitivities. So in the next video, we're going to talk about what the cause of all these different reactions is. But thank you so much for watching today. I certainly appreciate all the support.